I'm Dave Gray, and this week I learned that Kevin can't keep his fucking cool for 14 seconds.
I am Tyler Hosley, and do you run track? Because I heard you relay want this dick.
Oh. Wow.
Wow.
I'm
Just
Kevin
move on,
Matthews.
Kevin. Just move on.
I'm Kevin Matthews, Scottish film family in England, and this week feels very much like the week between Christmas and New Year. There's important things at either side, but right now we're in this limbo where we can celebrate the fact that Pam Bondi has been fucked off.
Yeah, well, she's just going to be replaced with the less than mediocre white man who can't do the job.
That's why this
Kid
is
Rock.
the pleasant limbo stage.
Look, if it's
before
Kid
that
Rock,
person gets installed.
I will actually applaud that decision. I'm just putting that out there because that's just watching Rome burn at that point.
And hi, I'm Craig. Film enjoy living in England, and would you like some unexpected pig trivia?
Yes.
When I say unexpected, you would not expect pig trivia. It was my beautiful wife's birthday yesterday, and she gets to select the films we watch all day. So she picked 3. She picked 2. She picked Saltburn and Wuthering Heights because she is an Emerald Fennell devotee, and before that she chose Betty's Video by Michael Haneke, which would seem like a weird selection, but by the time we finished it, we realised there was a dead pig in all 3 of those films. And we thought, that's strange. And then we had pulled pork for tea. It was a really weird, anti-pig birthday that she had yesterday. And she says it was just an accident, but it seems too coincidental. So I don't know. Maybe my wife hates pigs.
Well, fuck you, Porky.
Something I might have discovered yesterday. And welcome to Raiders of the Podcast.
Woo.
Oink, oink.
Pig trivia. There won't be any more. I shouldn't think so.
I'm sure, I'm sure somebody knows some pig trivia. They have holes in their legs above their feet for scent marking. I bet you didn't know that. There you go.
There we go. Could have saved it for next week's pig trivia, because now we're out pig trivia. Jesus Christ, Dave. You said Kevin can't keep his shit together. What did I watch? I watched the 2025 drama thriller Clickbait, which I think is known as American Sweatshop over in the US of A. That was nearly excellent. Like, when it's good, when it's at its best, it's just like a straight drama about online content moderators. The ones who click acceptable or not acceptable when you report a Facebook post, and it's about them and the endless deluge of graphic content they have to consume each and every day. And when it sticks to that, it's really, really good. It's a good fucking movie. The cast are strong, especially Lily Reinhardt, who I've never seen before in anything, but I really enjoyed her, and Joel Fry, who's the good Benedict Cumberbatch. They were both really good. The editing and the camera work, they're really, really strong, really inventive. They really sell the suffocating pressure of this awful job, which is an awful job, and also a basic bitch office job, which is a really weird combination. And the script is really good as well. It really knows when to build and release tension, which it does throughout. It just falls down a little when it tries to kind of squeeze in this revenge thriller angle, and even though it's following on from the same story, it just feels kind of totally disconnected from the drama, tonally disconnected, I would say. It just doesn't quite mesh. I mean, I did like that the thriller elements. I have this kind of techno giallo kind of vibe. Someone who feels they may have accidentally seen something they shouldn't and becoming more and more paranoid about it, and so on and so forth. So there's a nice little touch of modern giallo to it, but the thriller elements just don't work anywhere near as a drama element, anywhere near as good as the drama elements, and I'd rather just do away with them. But it's definitely worth a watch. It's a little muddled at points, but I liked it. It'd be worth a watch if you wanted like a slightly tamer Red Rooms. Anyone else seen that?
I
I have
got
not.
the vinegar disc. So.
You did?
Yeah, I haven't watched
There
it
you go.
yet, but I have it. So
It's a good
Yeah.
one, and I really like Lily Reinhardt. I don't know who she is or what else she's
no,
been in.
I've
but
only seen her in Riverdale, and everything in that is atrocious.
well, no, Riverdale's not a good
So.
start, but
You know.
yeah, but it's American Sweatshop's good. I think Tyler, you'd really enjoy that one.
Putting it on the list.
Yep, hunt it down. And then, as I was saying to you earlier, just before we started recording, I rewatched Gerard Johnson's 2009 debut, Tony, London Serial Killer. And as I also said to you before we started recording, I have a subject for my special this month, but I came really close to just scrapping it in favour of a Peter Ferdinando special because I fucking love that guy. He is the dictionary definition of chameleonic. He's like what people think Gary Oldman is, and you can argue whether he is or not a chameleonic actor, but I think Gerard Johnson is very much in that zone, and I wonder why he isn't more successful. Maybe he does a lot of theatre acting as well. I don't know, but his movie career isn't as big as he should be because he's fantastic. And he's especially brilliant in his collaborations with Gerard Johnson, who I also love. And this was his first, and he's phenomenal. He's such a he plays such a pathetic and pitiful monster in this, but also everyone he encounters is in their own way just as kind of bereft of empathy as he is, and the world he inhabits is so absolutely spirit crushing. It's a rough watch. It's one of the most filthy, and I'm talking like an easy 9 on the showerometer. You really do feel like you are covered in filth by the time this film finishes. It's filthy. It's kind of pitiless and hopeless, and it's a really grim movie, but it's very, very funny in spots still. That's one thing that Gerard Johnson does really, really well, is to insert really great black comedy into the grimmest situation. There's a scene in this film with a TV license man, and it's just a really great example of without giving too much away, it's the gallows humor of total inevitability. A scene starting where you know what's coming and you're just waiting for what's coming to happen, and it's very funny. It's just a great fucking movie. I'll probably treat you guys to it soon in lieu of the Peter Ferdinando special. I know Kevin's seen it. I also know that Kevin has met Peter Ferdinando. He's told me several times. Haven't you, Kevin?
Yeah. I'll share the photo again if you like.
No, you're right. And also, I've been watching a bit of TV. I watched The Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which is the latest Game of Thrones side quest, as it were. That's really, really good fun. That's Game of Thrones for people who don't like Game of Thrones all that much, I would say. You've just got 6 episodes, 30 minutes per episode, and it's just a fun, light-hearted adventure series with two of the most adorable, lovable leads, and just an absolute ton of heart, and much less of the grimy shit that you know that is Game of Thrones. I mean, even the endless blood relative fucking from Game of Thrones is pretty much it's entirely gone and just replaced with just toilet humor. No fucking, just puking, farting, shitting, pissing. The most graphic nudity I think in the whole season is just this vast fake penis that appears quite randomly at the beginning of one episode, and even that is just taking a big piss. So if you kind of like the idea of Game of Thrones, but it's a bit too dark and a bit too filthy, I would definitely give The Night of the Seven Kingdoms a go. And it ends on a really perfect little punchline this season, so I'm really, really looking forward to season 2. It's even got a different title, The Night of the Nine Kingdoms, as the main character is informed towards the end. That was that's I recommend that. And I've also been watching Euphoria, which I spoke to Tyler a little while ago. I'm really enjoying Euphoria. I like all of the cast. It's a mix of stuff that's actually quite well observed and smart, plus stuff that's just there to be shocking, and plus stuff that's just there because it looks pretty. And I like most of it. Sometimes the desperate need to be shocking is a bit wearing, but I really like it. I'm really excited for season 3, which I didn't think I'd be saying, but me and T will be watching it at the same time, so that's exciting.
Yay! Yes, we will.
Yay! So yeah, that's me for the week.
I've also managed to fit in a bit of TV this week, which has led to someone unexpected becoming my most watched actor of the past few weeks. And I want to just take a moment to mention him because he's someone that I used to kind of roll my eyes at and didn't really... Like, I didn't actively dislike, but I didn't really welcome his presence on shows or films. And he's turned into like quite the person I now look forward to seeing. That, my friends, is James Marsden. And I didn't think I would say those words, but I binged, got my way through Paradise. That ended season 2. Loved that. James Marsden has a strong main supporting role in that. It's great. I finally got around to the third Sonic the Hedgehog movie. James Marsden's in that. It's a very minor role. He's sidelined because they have to make room for extra characters and 2 Jim Carreys. It's a lot of fun. He's good. But then he's also in Mike and Nick and Alice, which over here is on Disney Plus. Over there, you guys might have it on Disney Plus or Hulu. And yeah, that was a lot of fun too. It's a time travel crime thriller. Marsden is the guy who's going to leave his role. He's kind of a gangster's enforcer called Quick Draw Mike, but he started a relationship with his boss's wife, who's played by I think you pronounce her name Eiza Gonzalez. I think that's maybe how you pronounce it. I've never heard it spoken, but she's been a few things. Anyway, he's with her, but that's okay because the marriage has been, dipping for a while. And the gangster is Vince Vaughn, and Vince Vaughn is in good form. He's not been sort of allowed to just run riot through the screenplay. He's good. He's good at delivering the exposition that is needed for the setup of the premise, because essentially at the very start you realise there are 2 Nicks. That's a character played by Vince Vaughn, and one knows more than the other, and that's all shit about it. But in all of those things, and I've not watched it yet, but from what I heard about Jury Duty, it's almost like James Marsden has become this go-to guy for playing people who have a really strongly centered moral compass, and he's good at it. He's got something that he's grown into nowadays that makes him really good in the roles he's been getting. So yeah, I just generally recommend James Marsden. Now again, I've got my usual attempt to make sure the cutoff point was correct. Did I mention already seeing Ready or Not 2 last week? I don't remember if I saw it before we recorded. So I saw it. I put it on a par with the first film generally. I think they're both like Kevin Sevens. This one, it's a retread of the concept, but it adds Catherine Newton alongside Samara Weaving, so that's fun. Has the supporting players that you've seen in the publicity and the screenshots. That's a lot of fun. Elijah Wood is particularly amusing with his calm and composed turn. So yeah, I don't think anyone's going to go into that and end up disappointed if they're expecting more of the same, because what you get. Pretty Lethal is now on Prime Video. I watched that. I heard it was kind of an action film with ballerinas, so silly me assumed it was in the vein of like Ballerina, the John Wick spin-off, thinking, oh, these ballerinas, they're trained to kill and they'll be sent on missions. It's actually not that. They are ballerinas, and they end up in this place where they witness something that will get them in trouble. This place is run by Uma Thurman, who is enjoying tearing into a generic Eastern European accent in her turn. And yeah, it's fun. Like the ballerinas have to band together and realize all the strength is in their legs and feet, especially if they can kick a blade into their shoes and do it that way. So it ended up being different from what I expected, but then delivers the action and the spur of female companionship really well. Couple more to go. Let me check where I am in my watch list. I've been raving to you guys in Messenger, but I really enjoyed Splitsville. Now, it had a limited release over here. I don't know, it's maybe already streaming or on demand over your way in the States. Or is it still sort of in limbo after a limited cinema release that way as well?
It's on Hulu here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I forgot to unmute my mic, so I'm sitting here talking and like, Dave, and it's like, no, I'm here. I'm here.
It's it's a bit kind of low key, low energy, I would say, but it's very funny and it kind of like it does build up to really funny moments. It is structured in the way a standard big laugh comedy would be, but it's just more sort of yeah, low key in between the bigger laughs. But the big laughs made me laugh hard, and one in particular, I did have tears come out of my eyes with one moment, and it's just like it's a little moment. Like thinking about it now though makes me laugh. So I recommend it. This is another one I would have put forward, when we're fighting back against the idea that comedy is dead and can only be saved by the Naked Gun remake, reimagining, whatever. So yeah, it's really good. The cast well. I know Dave's ready to offer a rebuttal. I like Dakota Johnson in films that aren't. I think she's one of those people that, again, sort of like Colin Farrell and a couple of other people. I think she benefits from not being pushed forward into these packaged star products or just these packaged slicker, bigger budget mainstream products. I think she does better with stuff that doesn't have to be sold, with her at the focus of it. Now, you might jump in and say, well, that's because, nobody needs Dakota Johnson as a focus of a movie, but I think she does work in other stuff that isn't it just isn't the bigger stuff that's pushed down our throats. Last two, one was a rewatch, so I hadn't seen this for years. 30 Days of Night, Dark Days, the 2010 sequel to 30 Days of Night, which I watched years ago and thought, oh, that was all right. It just wasn't 30 Days of Night. And this time I watched it, I was like, that was really bad. And it wasn't 30 Days of Night, which wouldn't be a problem apart from the fact that it kept trying to buy some goodwill by, like, it starts at the end point of 30 Days of Night, but obviously doesn't have the same cast members. So just transitions into a new cast member or using a lookalike if you want to see any moments with the character played by Josh Hartnett. And yeah, it's not good. That I believe I watched this many years ago because it had Mia Kirshner and Yora Baird in it. Like that's my reason. But now I'm watching it and I was excited because Harold Perrineau is also in it. And then I'm wondering, how long does he have on the screen, and how long do any of the other people I know actually have on screen, and are they given much to do? And the answer to that is it's just not a lot to do for the better
Harold
cast
Perrineau
members.
is sorry.
Yeah.
Harold Perrineau is a great actor, and also like a really great actor, but also a sign that a film is bad.
Right, yeah. I knew you thought he was a great actor, but I didn't realise you took it as a sign that the film was bad.
It means the TV show that he's in is good, but a little frustrating, and the film that he's in is bad. He's just always in bad films. He gets wasted ever since Romeo and Juliet, which he owned. He fucking owned that film, but I can't recall a memorable Harold Perrineau movie since then.
Oh,
movie. Yeah, never mind.
Sorry. There's two extra after this one, actually. So I watched the reworking of Deathstalker. Have you guys watched that yet? It's on Shudder
not
now
yet.
here in the
Looking
UK.
forward to it.
It's on my list. I haven't been able to ever since I saw the remake of Red Sonja, or reboot of Red Sonja, which
I'm a
I'll be
massive fan of the lead of Deathstalker. What's his name?
Yeah, same. He's always
Daniel. Is it Bernhardt?
Yes, he's become like a regular in action movies. They'll be like he's usually a bad guy. He's usually a henchman, but he's been so good like the last 10 years. So many amazing fight scenes that he's part of. He's the only person, one of the only people who kicked John Wick's ass. First movie. I love him. He's excellent.
He's very good. I really like Stephen Kostansky. The thing is, I've tried to formulate my thoughts on this. This is my blog review for Saturday this week, and it kind of plays it straight, but also has, because like the first Deathstalker isn't the best Deathstalker movie. The sequels with the other ones, so it's easy for this to be better than Deathstalker. But because it's easily better than Deathstalker, anything that I felt was a slight nod or wink, which would be appreciated in something like Frankie Frico, which is a lot rougher, or Psycho Gorman, which is a lot sillier. And in this case, it made me feel it almost gave an edge to the affection that's normally going through Kostansky's movies. But I've really found it hard to absolutely put my finger on why I've got that feeling. I've tried to verbalize it. I don't know. I'd just be interested when you guys see it. Be interested to see if we're anywhere near the same page. From a filmmaking point of view, it's great, and the plotting's fine, and the sword and sorcery stuff's fine, and the cast do well. There was just something holding it back from rising above the coveted Kevin Seven slot. So that's why. Two to go. One was Crime 101 on Prime Video.
Two to go? There's been two. There's been two to go all night.
No, sorry. There was two that I forgot.
Yeah, this is your sixth two to go.
No, Crime 101. The other week when I was like, Luke Besson's Dracula was we've got Dracula at home. Crime 101 is we've got Heat at home. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. And I finally made time to rewatch Hard Boiled on my shiny 4K disc.
Ooh.
And it was glorious. Like, I couldn't not mention that. It was just glorious to sit down and do that. And Vicky wasn't happy that I used the big telly and had the sound up. She's like, why are you watching this? I'm not going to watch it with you. I'm like, get out. It's Hard Boiled time. The one time I put my foot down. That's it. None to go. That was the last two to go.
I've gone to watch Crime 101 a couple of times since it appeared on Prime, and they really have gone the full Michael Mann because it looks like it's too long. I keep going to watch it on 2 hours 20 minutes. Nah, I don't have the patience.
I enjoyed it enough, and there's it's a hell of a cast. Like every other scene seems to bring in some other face. We're like, oh, that's so and so. Oh, is that actually? I'm pretty sure I've forgotten already, but I think Jennifer Jason Leigh was in one scene. But I turned to Vicky, I was like, I think that's Jennifer Jason Leigh, and then I thought, well, I'll check again later when she's back in it. And she was not back in it. And at the end, I'm like, was that Jennifer Jason Leigh? So it's that kind of thing. Like, there's enough to enjoy and plenty of faces to point and take note of. But yeah, it's definitely like we've got Michael Mann at home.
Well, besides Slurp, which is a bona fide classic, I'm just kidding. I just watched a bunch of TV. I watched I almost watched all of Something Very Bad Is Going to Happen, which is excellent so far. So well made with a great cast. Camilla Moroni is great. I mean, she just totally brings it in the series. She's fucking great in this. Can't compliment her enough. She's really good. Kevin just mentioned Jennifer Jason Leigh. She's in this as well.
Yeah,
Super
she's great.
creepy. Yeah, she's great in this. The whole cast is fucking good. I didn't know that was Ted Levine until like 2
Yeah,
episodes.
my boy Ted.
He
Still quite sexy at like 70 years old.
the voice isn't exactly as deep as it was in like obviously like Silence of the Lambs and stuff, but you can still
Yeah.
tell that's Ted Levine's voice for sure. But
Craig
yeah,
is the
great
only
cast.
person that when he rewatches Silence of the Lambs gets to that scene and goes, "Yes, I would too." Like
Oh
he
no, he gets
screams it. You can't
sexier
keep
as
it
he
on the
gets
inside.
older.
I mean, I'm not
I mean-
disagreeing with that.
Everyone loves a little Ted Levine. Everybody.
Yeah.
But it's got a super unsettling vibe too, almost like Lynchian at times too, which is really good. I got like 2 episodes left, so I'm kind of sad I went through it so fast, but it's great so far. And
Nice.
and I watched Malice on Amazon, which has Jack Whitehall and David Duchovny. Jack Whitehall's character is such a vile piece of shit, and I hate him so much in this role. And that's a good thing because he plays it so fucking well. He's just, oh my god, I hate his fucking character so much. Just a sick son of a bitch, but he plays it so well. And David Duchovny is David Duchovny. I mean, that's what he always plays. Mulder, Californication. He's Hank Moody or Mulder. That's it. He's got two ranges, but he's good in it. But yeah, it's a good show. It's short and it's pretty fucking dark. So yeah, worth a watch. It's only like 6 episodes, so if you have time, definitely worth a watch. And that's me.
I really like Duchovny, and was that film just called The Joneses? They were like
Yeah.
the stealth
Yeah.
selling family.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
like
let's
that.
be fair, there's also Lady Duchovny in Twin Peaks, and he's really good. I can't remember the name of the character. It just went right out of my head.
All out of
yes.
Remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not Diane.
It's not Bernice, is it?
Is it No, it's not.
Or
It's
Denise.
Denise.
It's Denise. It's Denise. Yes. Yeah. He's great in Twin Peaks. Just throwing that out there. I had a pretty busy week because Kevin reminded me it was out there and I could watch it. I watched The Mortuary Assistant, which was deeply boring. So fucking boring. Like, just incompetently made with a shit script. I don't mind the lead, Willa Holland. She's been around forever. She pops up in stuff. She's usually fine. She's fine in this. The thing is, they just don't give her anything to work with. And the fucking director there's no mood, there's no anything. The guy made Slapface a couple years ago, which I know folks were into. I wasn't feeling that one either. But the script has no tension, no fear, no nothing. It does do a lot of really shitty, manipulated demon voice. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's fucking great. You didn't even do it well. It's just a waste of fucking time. The fact that it's just cashing in on a well-known video game's name makes it even worse because the game is 3 times scarier than this. Just buy the fucking game. Enjoy yourself. I watched Amityville NATO, which is one of the better later Amityville sequels. It's an actual story. Shock. Did I love it? No. Would I watch it again? Not willingly, but if I was forced to, I wouldn't cry. It actually has some funny bits and it's reverent to what came before. It is a bit long. It is a bit overlong, but it has a coherent story, which puts it above, Amityville Vibrator, which Tyler reminded me of earlier this evening. I watched They Will Kill You, which was, Ready or Not, but better. It's just a bloody good time. I enjoyed it. Zazie Beetz is great. You get to watch, a bunch of people die a lot in bloody, bloody, violent ways. I had an absolute blast with it. Does it make deeper points like it should? No, but you know, it's a pair of sisters and an immortal cult. It's fun. Yeah, I know. It's more and more like Get Out 2 the more I talk about it. I'm assuming nobody was copying off the other, but you know, they should have gotten a better release because it is fun. I saw Cold Storage, which was fine. It's a zombie movie with Joe Keery, Georgina Campbell, and Liam Neeson. I said before, I hadn't seen anything with Georgina Campbell that I enjoyed. Usually she has some really bad scripts to work with, but she was adorable in this. So I can change my mind on that one. Does the movie land all over? No, it's a little bit too generic, but the cast tries really hard. It's always good to see Leslie Manville and Richard Brake pop up. Is it great? No, but it'll fill the time, especially if you need something to watch in October. Decent, not great zombie flick. And I ended my week just right before we recorded, actually stuck in traffic for 2.5 hours coming home from seeing the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which is, well, it's the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It's going to make all the money and then some. Is it great? No. Is it watchable? Yes. The action scenes are fun. Sure, the plot's a hot mess, but it's a fucking Illumination movie. All their plots are hot messes. At least it's not, emotionally manipulative bullshit like most of the Despicable Me films. It's just watchable nonsense filled with winks and nudges, and anything that stops Chris Pratt from talking through most of the runtime like this does is a win. Should somebody else voice Mario? Probably. Are they going to? No, because this made all the fucking money. So keeping him quiet, best of both worlds. But yeah, it's on its way to something like 350 million globally in its first weekend. So it's making all the money. I can't wait for Mario 3, I guess. Like Sonic 4, there was a teaser for Sonic 4 in front of Mario 3 or 2. So, yay. Anyway,
Ooh.
yeah, right? I guess superhero movies are over and we're about to enter the video game adaptation era again. So this is better than the one of the 90s. Don't try to defend that shit, Tyler. Just don't do it.
We got Paul W.S. Anderson's House of the Dead coming out.
I know. We'll watch. We'll watch it.
Oh yeah.
This week we watched the 2000 comedy horror based off the off-Broadway play of the same name, Psycho Beach Party, and the 2017 black comedy thriller written and directed by Corey Finley in his debut, Thoroughbreds. Hey, Tyler,
Yes.
would you like to pick a movie and tell us about it?
I would love to. I am going to go with Psycho Beach Party, which is about Chicklet, who's a 16-year-old tomboy who's desperate to be part of the in crowd of the Malibu beach surfers. She's a typical American girl, except for one little problem: she's got a split personality. I love Psycho Beach Party. This played on HBO so many times back in the early 2000s when this came out. I must have watched this shit 50 times. No joke. It's like John Waters made a super queer-coded 60s beach movie parody with a dash of psychodrama and some slashers thrown in there. It's a fucking blast and genuinely funny as hell, too. I mean, the scene with the guys fighting and then all of a sudden they start getting sprayed and rubbed in tanning oil just fucking cracks me up every single time. It's hilarious. The characters are fun. I love the cast in this. Young Amy Adams is special. But yeah, Amy Adams is it's amazing to see her so young in this. I had no idea who she was when this came out, but man, I love Amy Adams. But the performances are super over the top and goofy, but it fits the tone so well. It's campy as hell in the best possible way. The whole cast just totally gets the tone of the movie here. It doesn't get mentioned a lot because it's a comedy, but the production design for this is incredible too. It truly looks like one of those 60s Gidget beach surfer movies that just come to life on screen, but made in the 2000s. Crazy. I love the whole production design of this movie, and the costumes are fantastic too. It's super well paced, but yeah, I've always really dug this movie. I think it's a fucking blast, and it's got a game cast, and it never fails to make me laugh. It's a good stuff. It's a good movie, and yeah, if you like John Waters and just Gregor Rocky, I think you'll just dig the hell out of this movie. It's a fucking blast.
I want to agree so bad, but I can't. I agree in theory. I think there's a lot of really good bits in the script, and I think the cast mostly tries really hard. I just think a lot of it just doesn't work. Still, unlike T, I only saw this once when it first came out. I've seen the play. Fun fact, do you know who wrote the play and originally played Chicklet in the 1987 production?
I do not.
It was written by Charles Busch, who in this version plays Captain Monica Stark, who is added for the film, so he can still be in it. He's a shining light. Lauren Ambrose is great. Thomas Gibson as Kanaka is perfect. He is a perfect, spot on parody of not Moondoggy, the other one from Gidget. I think Kimberly Davis as Bettina Barnes is really good. Matt Kessler is fine. Amy Adams is really great as Marvel Ann. Most of the cast does their best. I think the script is just doesn't age well. The big problem though is Nicholas Brandon, who is atrocious. He's not funny. He can't do the lines. Every scene that he's supposed to carry, he just comes off flat and bad. It's not even a good send up of what they're working on, and it takes a lot of the joy and steam out of the sales for me. I think it's a good try, but the stage production is still when it pops up occasionally is still a blast, and this just does not quite make it. It tries, and it's a valiant effort. I just think it falls short, which is a shame. But it is a good try. And you know what? I'm going to be totally honest. If I was talking about it 20 years ago when it was new, I probably would say I'd be more enthusiastic about it. But at this point, there's been a lot of other stuff like it, and I just don't think it stacks up. It does have a great soundtrack, though. I will say that the soundtrack is fucking great.
Always a strange week when I listen to Dave chat and realize we're pretty much in agreement. Apart from obviously having seen the stage play, which
You
I
have a
done.
lot of strange weeks then. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, but I mean, so closely in agreement. Like we can agree a lot, but you've pretty much you've pretty much nailed everything I was thinking about this. So that's a rare thing. Yeah, like I enjoyed this. I think if you know the material, if you know what's being lovingly spoofed and homaged here, you would struggle to not enjoy it. But it's a mixed bag. And like I even agree with Dave in terms of like Brendan. I think Brendan is kind of a weak link from the main players here. Obviously, it helps that at the time he was on Buffy. I think him and had Lauren Ambrose starred in a Buffy episode. I wasn't sure if that's how they both ended up here, if that was just coincidence, or if that's how she got the Buffy gig.
I feel that's probably coincidence, but
I did see
wrong.
they were both in. It was around about the same year, or maybe the year before. So I was looking into that. As I was looking into the filmography of Charles Busch and saw he did something that was he called Die Mommy Die. Dave, I need an opinion on that one.
Oh, you know what? I know that it exists, but I haven't seen or read it.
I mean, it sounds great. It's got Natasha Lyonne, Jason Priestley, and a whole heap of other people in it.
And I know his other play, The Tale of the Allergist's Wife, which is really good too. But that one I'm sadly not up on.
Well, I think Ambrose is a lot of fun. I agree. Gibson is great in his role. I've always had a huge crush on Kimberly Davis, so seeing her in this was a pleasant surprise because I've forgotten she was in it. I saw this years ago and forgot to really form my thoughts back then. Amy Adams is fun, and they are like those names you recognize are the ones that stand out. Beth Broderick does quite well as the mother figure. She walks a fine line there, because she could so easily turn into the is it the mum or the aunt in Sleepaway Camp. She could have easily been that kind of figure throughout, but they give her just enough like interactions with other people to not leave her on her own, seeming stark raving mad. Matt Kiesler is fun as Lars as well. Yeah, it's good. It's amusing. I just, yeah, I don't know. I wish there'd been a bit more to it. Whether it went sort of further with kind of being subversive, or whether it's just packed some more gags in there. There's something that's a little bit missing from it that I wish it had, but it was still an enjoyable time at the beach with a psycho on the loose.
Oh, thinking about Bush's stuff before Craig goes. Another one of his that you guys would enjoy is Vampire Lesbians of Sodom. That actually also had a musical adaptation like a decade ago.
Nice. Kev, Tyler's writing that down right now.
Yeah,
I am.
dipping his pube formed quill into the ink. Just to do that.
Yes, this was my pick. It was my first ever watch. I've been meaning to watch it for a little while. I thought it was pretty delightful, to be honest. And I say that knowing that I think I only got understood about 50% of what this film was riffing on. I think partly because I've watched zero 60s surf movies, so I don't really know what. I didn't really catch those references apart from the actual surfing scenes, which made me laugh. I'm not an expert on the other types of movies this is parodying, like Teens Gone Wild and Women on the Edge melodramas, all that stuff. It's a little out of my range of cinematic knowledge. But I think the biggest reason this didn't all click with me, I didn't get it all, is this is kind of a camp masterclass. It's like pure camp. Like if it was a narcotic, you could step on it 10 or 12 times. That's how pure camp it is. Like if you went to a finishing school for being camp, this would be the final exam. I think it goes well beyond the kind of camp that most of us would recognise as camp. I think Charles Busch, he didn't make this for everyone. I don't think he made this for us four. I think the stage show initially was probably made specifically for his gayest friends and their gayest friends. Like I'm not sure where the target audience. So some of it sailed over my head. As delightful as it was, I felt like I was wearing armbands in the deep end of the pool. I felt unqualified. The stuff that did work for me, the stuff I felt qualified for, I thought there were some great performances. I love early, goofy Amy Adams. She is as fun in this as she is in Drop Dead Gorgeous, which she's hysterically funny in. Kimberly Davis, again, I'm with Kevin here, an OG teen crush of mine. She's wonderful. Like soap actors in Australia are the only soap actors who really can legit hope for actual Hollywood success. It happens quite often. So it's kind of a shame that Kimberly Davis never got herself a foothold, because her comic timing is pretty impeccable in this. She is really, really good fun. And I can't recall seeing her in anything else. It's a real shame. Thomas Gibson, like that dry ass wheat toast from like 93 seasons of Criminal Minds, is funny and goofy. Like, what the fuck? That was wildly unexpected, but very welcome. And Lauren Ambrose is just, I think she's amazing in this film. She does the golly adorable things so well. But beyond that, the different personalities she plays, she's fully invested across the board. Like, she gives enough in this She gives enough for 10 fucking movies. She goes all out, and I think she's absolutely wonderful. I really love Provolone and Yo-Yo as well. I just so much homoerotic wrestling. I was like really invested in them discovering each other. That there's a line towards the end. One of them says, "I'll be right back" to the other, and leaves the scene. I was terrified that either Provolone or Yo-Yo would die, and I was terrified until the credits rolled. I was so glad those guys made it. There's a fun running gag about hideous food that I enjoyed. I enjoy that straight men, in inverted commas, come under fire so much. Sets and costumes, as Tyler said, perfect. And I just think it's a really smart piece of writing. Like, obviously, it's parody in the way it spoofs like the conventions of these strange little sub genres. But I feel it crosses over into like legit satire on the cookie cutter nature of movie studios. How they'll adopt every fad going, but they'll stick so rigidly to the formula. But they end up making the same movie over and over again to the degree that you can slot them all in together pretty easily and seamlessly, even if they seem like fads or ideas that are miles apart. They all get squashed into this little rigid formula, and I thought it had some things to say about that I enjoyed. I thought it was really smartly written and just a lot of fun. Like I had fun with the stuff that clicked with me, but also the stuff that I didn't really get, I still enjoyed, and I'm gonna have trouble articulating this, but it's kind of like this film feels like being invited to a party, an actual party, and like I'm the guy who'll just have a couple of beers in the kitchen and stay out of the worst and most wild parts of a party, but I'll still enjoy the party. I won't be included in everything. I won't be the center of a party, but I'll still enjoy it. And that's how I felt about Psycho Beach Party. I felt like I got invited to an insanely camp party and had a really good time. And Laurel Ambrose, I'm just going to say it again, absolutely spectacular, deserves a far, 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 far better career because she's a phenomenal actress, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I had a good time with this.
So we followed that with Thoroughbreds, 2017 black comedy thriller written and directed by Corey Finley. As I said before, it is his directorial debut. It's about a pair of estranged high school age friends, Lily and Amanda, as they scheme to kill Lily's stepfather, maybe with a drug dealer. Thoroughbreds is like, I'm going to say a lot of the same things, honestly. I think the cast is really good. Olivia Cooke, Anna Taylor-Joy, and Anton Yelchin give great performances. Just really, really strong performances. I think the problem is that the script doesn't really have much to say about any of it. It's all just a little too... It's all a little too predictable. It's all a little too obvious. It doesn't say anything about any of it. And it kind of wastes the cast, especially Yelchin. Yelchin gives a fantastic performance. And it doesn't do anything or mean anything. And I don't think everything needs to be great art and have deep meaning. But here it all just kind of feels like a waste. And like I have no problem with the twist, but they didn't set it up well enough that this is a surprise. It's obvious. The things we learn about it's all just there. And I think that's ultimately where it kind of falls apart for me. I think it's a good idea, and there is some filmmaking talent on display from Finley, but it's mostly a cast doing a really heavy lifting of a pretty mediocre script that just doesn't come together in the end.
So yeah, this definitely has like a Heavenly Creatures vibe, like running heavy throughout the entire movie. With a
It's Timu Heavenly Creatures. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's definitely got a Heavenly Creatures vibe. Like I love Heavenly Creatures. That's like one of my favorite Peter Jackson movies, and I can definitely see the influence on this movie. Maybe with a little bit of Ghost World thrown in there too, the Terry Zwigoff movie. But I feel like this movie and this script could have been perfect for a filmmaker like Yorgos. Like, just imagine how fucking weird and cold it would have been. I mean, it's still pretty cold and sterile in its atmosphere, which I really dug. But a filmmaker like Yorgos would have fucking ran with it and just nailed it. But where it stands now, I do really like it. It has good dialogue. It's got a super slick aesthetic, really well shot. Loved all the long takes. The cast is fantastic. I mean, Anya Taylor-Joy and Olivia Cook are so fucking good in this. I mean, it should be illegal how good they are. Just I love them both, and they're great here. Their back and forth is just it's so fucking good. Anton Yelchin is excellent. He is, I mean, for a movie with two really standout performances from the two girls, and Anton Yelchin really stands out. He is excellent, and I totally agree with Dave. I really wish they would have gave him more to do. Like he's just so good, and it's just they kind of waste him, but he still gives a really fucking good performance. If that makes any sense at all. But yeah, he was a talent just gone far too soon. I loved Anton Yelchin. But yeah, when I first watched this back in 2018, I was super disappointed. Like it just wasn't what I wanted. But I've come to appreciate a lot more on rewatch. I'm happy I did get to rewatch it because I did like it a lot more on this rewatch. So yeah, it's good stuff, and it's just 100% worth it for the cast. Just all three of them are just excellent.
Yeah, this is my second viewing. I watched it once in 2017 and I really enjoyed it. And this time I really enjoyed it a bit less. Like, Thoroughbreds is for me a perfect example of a film being less than the sum of its parts. Because the parts are very good, like the other guys have said. Like, Olivia Cook is pitch fucking perfect. Like, her body language, her tiny little micro expressions are so funny. She does a lot with very little. And she has these amazing non-reactions to things. She's not reacting, there's this basic process of registering that an event has occurred and just having no emotion in response. And she does that brilliantly. Like, modern blockbusters have that annoying phrase like, "Oh well, that just happened," because apparently you had to have a reaction to something happening. That's Amanda, but she says, "Well, that just happened internally," and she also has the excuse of being a psychopath rather than being like one of the Avengers and being like, "Oh well, that just happened when a building full of people collapsed." Like, I think Olivia Cook is amazing, strongest part of the film. I love Ella Taylor-Joy. She's excellent. She has this kind of fragile poise, like she's trying to keep herself together. Like she's constantly on this knife edge of losing her shit in one or two ways. She's either going to have a breakdown or she's going to go on a murder spree. They're both so good, and they have really, really good chemistry as well. I like the supporting actors. Paul Sparks is a natural born piece of shit. Like this, Boardwalk Empire, The Night of, he oozes scumbag. It's just a natural thing for him, and he does it really well here. He gets a really good speech towards the end of the film, which really kind of changes your perspective slightly on certain characters. Anton Yelchin, he's great. He's very delusional, easily manipulated dope. He feels kind of like he could have stepped out of a Coen Brothers film. He feels like that character in the Coen Brothers film who fucks up in the first act and turns everything to shit. I really liked him. Dialogue is pretty sharp. I like the discussion about Amanda's showering habits. I like the line that I think I'll just Steve Jobs my way through life. I like any scene of Amanda and Lily teaming up to bully Tim. Like you packing a spork. That whole scene in the car was really funny. Cinematography, the camera work, the blocking, the staging, they all really sell like this sterile world the characters inhabit. And it's got a great score. The scores kind of gives a vibe of mischief that is going to like lead to somebody's doom. Does that really well. Like, as I've said, like most of the parts that make up this movie are really strong, but the film as a whole is lacking due to one element. And uh, Dave got onto this. It's I want to say like Dave said it was predictable, and I want to say it's predictable, but you kind of don't need to predict anything. You don't need to, because it feeds you like a baby bird, this film. Like, there's no need to predict anything. It tells you pretty much straight out. Like, right at the beginning of the film, you see those two photographs of Paul Sparks' character, like one posing with a dead lion, another with him doing like lame samurai roleplay. And like, so this film immediately tells you this guy is awful and pathetic. Don't feel remotely bad if, awful things happen to him. You're like, okay. And then Amanda lays out her character, and the film again straight up tells you you can enjoy this character because she's fun, but because they're devoid of emotion, their fate is, ultimately unimportant. So from that point onwards, there are no surprises. Or, well, at least almost no surprises. I do like that Lily has to finally do the deed herself, due to Sparks' character giving her an accidental pep talk that dooms him. But everything else plays out like you have been straight up told 90 minutes ago. It tells you at the very beginning of this film how it is going to end. And so it's kind of, in the end, it's barely a story. It's just more of a lazy framework to hang all of this good stuff on, which is frustrating. Like, I still really appreciate and enjoy the good stuff. It's not a film that benefits from looking at it with a critical eye like we have to do when we watch a film for the show. Like, I might watch it again in the future and enjoy it more, but looking at it with a critical eye, there are issues. So, like, it's almost very good, and I think it's still better than just good. So I don't use Kevin Seven. That's his thing. It's a good plus. Yeah,
We
Thoroughbreds.
all use
Thoroughbreds
Kevin
is good.
Seven. It's our thing now. We share
It's
it.
it's true. It's a Kevin Seven, and it's a good plus. It's fine, but don't spell out what's going to happen in your film within the first 5 minutes. But I enjoy it, and Olivia Cook is wonderful. This week has actually been like a battle between two of my all-time crushes, Olivia Cook versus Lauren Ambrose. So, I just want to say that Olivia Cook is wonderful, particularly wonderful here. But yeah, it has its issues.
Well, first of all, I'd have to say, get your own fucking rhyming rating systems, and then after that, I can go into more pleasant, general agreement. I enjoyed Thoroughbreds. It's but yeah, I mean, I think you'd say it's quite slight. There really isn't much to it beyond the the enjoyment of the central performances, but they are really good. So there's nothing really wrong there. I think Olivia Cook is great. It's probably one of her better roles, which says as much about the movie roles for sure that she's had over the years, compared to the opportunities that some others get. But I think she's great here. I think she does really well. Anya Taylor-Joy, she's good here, but she has had many other better roles. But she's absolutely fine. And yeah, Yelchin, he's not used too much, and his appearance was just enough to remind me that I'm so sad he's gone. And then if he's in a film, I would like to see more of him on screen. Just didn't do so. That was a bit unsatisfying, which isn't necessarily the fault of writer director Corey Finley. But I thought this was perfectly fine. It might be a Kevin 7. It might end up being a shade under because of just how slight it is. It does look gorgeous, I think. There are a lot of beautiful shots here. I agree with Craig on this score. I think it's a really, and really enjoyably kind of playful score, hinting at the sort of level of trickery and psychopathy that is being worked with. And I also agree on the performance from Sparks. I think he's good. But when it got to the end, I'd had a good time with this, but I did wonder how much it would give us to discuss, which is a shame because we've had conversations lately about how we've had so many enjoyable and good conversations with the films we've had, and I've ruined our run, and I'm sorry about that.
So, would you say that this is a Kev on the Kevmometer? Is this a 7 minus 0.5?
It might be. It might still just end up as a Kevin 7, but I think if it does, like if I was explaining my own personal Kevin 7 rating of this, I would say it's Olivia Cooke particularly, but her and Anya Taylor-Joy making up for a lot of. It's almost like empty space elsewhere. So yeah, but I think they are good enough to make this warrant a viewing and to have people appreciate it by the time it's finished. But in terms of the actual, the plotting, in terms of the depth that is here, it doesn't feel like there's much to it. As Craig said, from the very beginning, things are pretty heavily signposted, neon lit, highlighted, and triple underlined. So that's that.
All right, it's time to pick one. This is a tough one for me. I think both films are enjoyable and watchable. So if you thought I didn't, I do. I just feel both missed the mark ultimately. So to pick one, it's kind of tough. Lauren Ambrose is great, but so is Olivia Cooke. Lauren Ambrose is great in Ginger, and Olivia Cooke is not. But then Ambrose is backed by a really bad male co-star, and Cooke is backed by Anna Taylor-Joy giving a really good performance. So it's barely Thoroughbreds, but just barely.
Psycho Beach Party for me. It just it surprised me, and I just think it had a more original vibe to it than Thoroughbreds. But otherwise, they're fairly even.
Yeah, I'm gonna back Craig on that one. I am going with Psycho Beach Party as well, but I like them both. And Thoroughbred's actually a lot more on this rewatch. So, but yeah, still Psycho Beach Party for me.
Once again, worryingly in line with everything that Dave just said. So it's a 50-50 split because I just edged towards Thoroughbreds and all.
You edged to Thoroughbreds.
I mean,
Yeah.
Have you seen that cast?
Yeah.
I'd edge to every single one of them.
I mean, I barely calmed down when Yelchin was on screen, and that was just trying to have some respect for those who've passed.
Next week, it's me and T picking together again for the first time in a long while. So, T, what are you bringing?
Next week, we are watching a weird little art movie starring one of my favorite actors, the man who got a blowjob from Chloe Sevigny, Vincent Gallo. We are watching Johnny 316.
Okay, my pick I couldn't find anywhere, so I'm having a hard time choosing between two. So I'm gonna have you guys help me. Craig, 1 or 2?
2.
Kevin, 1 or 2?
2.
Well, I might as well. Tyler, 1 or 2?
1.
All right, so that's 2 2s to 1 1. So we are going to be watching Sumo Do, Sumo Don't from 1992.
Okay. Nice. Would you like me to announce my special episode? And
I would. I was about to
pick?
say our original plan for the end of this month fell through, so we're gonna let Craig set us up with a good theme So what's our theme,
Okay.
Craig, and what's your pick?
I came so close to westerns directed by women, and I found out there were like maybe 3. So that made things a little tricky. So instead, I've gone with it's a bit vague, this one, stop motion animation. And it doesn't have to be entirely stop motion, not even close. There just has to be a significant amount of stop motion animation in the film. You can decide what a significant amount is. I will trust you. I'll even trust Tyler, the 13th Warrior, Hoadley.
Oh God. I fucking
But
hate stop motion, but oh my God.
Man,
But,
it's almost a shame that we've already watched Better Off Dead. Then, damn.
It's almost a shame that Wes Anderson never helmed a stop motion film. Oh wait, he did.
And we watched it
Yeah.
though. We've already seen. Oh no, he did a second
No.
one. Never mind.
oh,
Yeah, he
Mr.
did
Fox.
another
I don't
one.
think you've seen
Yeah,
Mr. Fox.
right. Yeah,
I've
yeah, yeah. I was
I've
saying
seen
Violet
Mr.
Dog.
Fox, but
And you will
Oh,
again,
dear.
Tyler.
Anyway,
Oh dear.
what's your pick?
And yeah, my pick is the 1991 Japanese cyberpunk action movie Zyram.
Hey T,
yes.
in order to celebrate our getting back together again, could you give him the business?
Yes, but first I have a question for Craig real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be full stop motion. It can be a live action with some stop motion shit in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mine is. It's got a stop motion creature in it, so that's fine. But it has to be significant, not like 5 seconds. Just give me like 10 minutes of
Okay.
something with stop motion.
Okay. I hate stop motion, but this is going to be rough. But I'm going to try. I think it's an eyesore, but I'm going to try this. We're on Instagram, Raiders_of_the_podcast. We're on Facebook, where I sometimes remember to post stuff on Wednesdays. We have a YouTube channel where you can like, subscribe, and watch Kevin's awesome videos. We have a Discord. We have a Blue Sky, and you can always email us at raidersofthepodcast@gmail.com.
As always, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me, guys. Again, you can't go wrong with either. If you want to watch something, I'll talk to you next week.
See you next week,
See you.
guys.